Hello everyone. Welcome to Srushti Group of Company from India. My name is Samidha Parab, where I am responsible for giving you the presentation on proposed Marine Engineering College and 4-star hotel resort at Dabhol. Secondly, Devgarh Port. And finally, Starch Processing Unit at Kolhapur district in Maharashtra. Basically, Marine Engineering College is a dream project sparkled in the mind of Mr. Santosh Parab, the CEO of Srushti Group of Company, who has worked out innovative development plan and master plan for this project, which is going to be the utmost important from educational development and growing need of professionals in marine engineering field in India and abroad. Before I start with the presentation, let me introduce Mr. Santosh Parab, the CEO of Srushti Group of Companies. He is young, dynamic, innovative and talented with vast and varied experience in the field of textile, agricultural and real estate industries. Based on experience gained through multiple business, he has planned to set up a marine engineering college at Dabhol, whose vision is to make sure your marine college experience is everything. It should be exciting, stimulating and successful. The mission is very clear: to provide innovative educational opportunities and experience that enable individuals, communities, and the region to grow, thrive, and prosper. Now, everyone, let's move on to the location, Dabhol. Dabhol is a small seaport town in the Ratnagiri district of Maharashtra in India. Dabhol is situated around 27 km from Dapoli. State transport, buses, private shared jeeps, rickshaws run between Dapoli and Dabhol. You can hire an auto rickshaw or drive down. Rented jeeps, cars are available. One can reach Dabhol through ferry boat service from Dhopwe village across a creek which has connectivity to Guhagar and Chipadun. It is very well connected with state highways, national highway and Mumbai-Goa corridor. State transport buses and private luxury coaches connects various centers of Maharashtra. Regular services of train for Mumbai and Goa and southern India are easily available from here. As we all know, Dapoli is an educational hub with all the possible facilities and comfort required for the same. In the Konkan region, there are in all 19 different constituent and private colleges which run UG and PG programs, and every year 1550 students are admitted. Out of these 19 colleges, the maximum number is in Ratnagiri district, that is 10, followed by Sindhudurg 4, Raigad 3 and Thane district 2. Dr. Balasaheb Sawant Konkan Krishi Vidyapith, Agriculture University, is among one such institute. The same is situated in Taluka Dapoli district, Ratnagiri. More than 10,000 students with different faculties pass out every year from Dr. Balasaheb Sawant Konkan Krishi Vidyapith. How could we forget the Dabhol Power Project, and Bharti Shipyard is also located at Dabhol only, and it's not too far away from our location. Let me highlight what the CEO Mr. Santosh Parab has to say. The institute will be set up on a sprawling 30 acres campus at Dabhol near Dapoli, out of which 15 acres is acquired by the company and another 15 acres is under acquisition procedure. The institute will have all the facilities including high-tech workshops, simulators and hostel facilities for all the 40 students per class as per the DG shipping guidelines and All India Council of Technical Education norms. Apart from experienced faculty from the industry, the core management team will comprise of former marine engineers and deck officer. Along with the proposed marine college, hotel cum resort can be planned for hospitality management college with all required amenities and also residential facilities for students and faculty. Looking at the economic development of the area and the increasing need of the tourism on the Konkan area due to its vicinity to Arabian Sea and Konkani food. The land area dedicated for hotel in such a way that the tourists can have a long weekend and also the round the year traveling. Tourists are easily attracted as there are Suvarna Durga and Kanak Durga forts, caves, hot water springs, Harne fish market, Murud beach, etc. The hotel can be situated at the location which are of convenience to the tourist and business travelers coming in this part of area. There is no big players in the area to compete or compare the proposed project in the near future. Next, we move on to Devgarh Port. Devgarh is not too far from Dabhol and well connected to the National Highway 17, 200 km from Goa and 500 km from Mumbai, with all sort of transport connectivity such as buses, train and heavy vehicle transport. It is a natural harbour, Arabian Sea in the Konkan region, as well as a coastal town in Sindhudurga district of Maharashtra state in Western India, which comprises around 70 villages of Sindhudurga district. It is loved by tourists for its clean, sparkling beaches and the fort Vijayadurga, the place where helium was discovered. The historical Kunkeshwar temple is also an attraction in Devgarh, as it attracts a large number of devotees around the year. It is noted for its harbour, its beach and a lighthouse built in 1915 at Deogarh Fort. Shilhara dynasty, Raja Bhoja II, constructed Fort Vijayadurga, ruled later by Adil Shah and eventually by King Shivaji and lastly Kahanoji Angre. Fort Vijayadurga, named the Eastern Gibraltar because of its virtual impregnability, was impressive as seen by British, Dutch, Portuguese armies and travelers 400 years ago and even today as seen by visitors. The nearest railway station is Kankavli on Konkan Railway on Mumbai-Goa road. From Kankavli one can get auto rickshaw and state transport buses to reach Deogarh Vijayadurga. There is a wall under the sea at shores of the Vijayadurga belt such that an enemy's ship trying to attack will crash and sink. Now let's talk about the Devgarh speciality. Devgarh is globally famous for its Alfonso mangoes and its unique flavor, taste, shape, color and sweetness. It is regularly exported on a large scale from Devgarh. The Alfonso mango grown here is characterized by a distinct aroma, smooth exterior, thin skin and thick saffron pulp. It is different from Ratnagiri Alfonso. Such is the popularity of the Devgarh Alfonso mango that vendors often pass off other similar looking mangoes under the name of Devgarh. Because of its fan following, many other varieties are sold in the market as Devgarh Hapus. Devgarh Alfonso mango is grown on an area of 45,000 acres and reach production of about 50,000 tons in a year of decent production. Devgarh is also the home to the oldest and biggest cooperative society of mango farmers in India, called the Devgarh Taluka Amba Utpadak Sahakari Sanstha Limited, with 700 members and 25-year-old in 2013. As we all know, Devgarh known for its pure Alfonso mango. Cultivation farming and the whole development has evolved due to undertaking of the cultivation of Alfonso mango farming. A majority of the farmers are converting from rice cultivation to mango cultivation in the western Konkan region of Maharashtra, alongside the Arabian Sea western coast. Due to callous approach of Indian government, most of the famous ports have remained underdeveloped. Hence, transportation by sea has been left untapped. The large demand for these seasonal fruits overseas. Export for this cultivation is but obvious. Apart from mango export, there are a lot other opportunities for export for other globally famous homegrown items like cashew nuts and other homegrown spices. Even fishing is carried out on a large scale in the sea as well as in the creek throughout the Devgarh Taluka region. The staple diet of the region is rice and fish. Let's not forget about the sugarcane, which has been produced on a large scale in a district of Kolhapur, around 110 km away from Devgarh, due to which there are around 5 to 6 sugar factories within 20 to 25 km radius, where they produce fine sugar value-added sugar and other byproducts, like molasses, which has a greater demand for export. According to the government resolution, the state of Maharashtra is bestowed with a coastline of 720 kilometers with 2 major and 48 non-major ports limits. To attain speedy industrial development, it is important to have greenfield ports, multi-purpose jetties to boost import and export through waterways. A construction of multi-user port, multi-purpose jetties with lasted infrastructure facilities was considered essential. In order to achieve these objectives, government had earlier declared a policy to develop 7 ports in the first phase through private sector participation on build, own, operate, share and transfer basis. The Cabinet 2010 has approved in the meeting held on 24th June the new policy for promotion of greenfield ports, multi-purpose jetties, cargo terminals, ro-ro services to be made effective with immediate effect. The broad outline is mentioned below and the detail of the policy framework is annexed. The Port Policy 2010 shall be applicable to the new greenfield ports, cargo project, ro-ro services and multipurpose jetties. Considering all these facts and figure, ports in Devgarh became a great opportunity. So Mr. Santosh Parab of Srushti Group has inculcated the idea of port in Devgarh. Discussing all the possibilities regarding government clearance on port, Mr. Santosh Parab had finally decided that the opportunity and possibility of port coming in Devgarh is very much feasible. Ladies and gentlemen, as we already reached Sugarcane District Kolhapur, let's talk about the existing factory Samkin Starch Process Private Limited, which is located at Radhanagari, Kolhapur, district of Maharashtra in India. Radhanagari is a town and the headquarters of Radhanagari Tehsil, a subdivision of Kolhapur district in the Indian state of Maharashtra. It is located on the Bhogavati river near the Radhanagari Dam and the Radhanagari Wildlife Sanctuary. This factory is basically a starch processing unit where 52 byproducts being produced from the maize. Fine maize is used in pharma industry as well as hotel industry, and raw maize is used in textile industry. This maize is available and produced in the district of Ichalkaranji, Sangli, Kolhapur in Maharashtra state, as well as it is available in Karnataka state of India also. Samkin Starch Process Private Limited was earlier known as Radha Starch and it was a cooperative society in Radhanagari Tehsil. In 2010, Mr. Santosh Parab acquired this company and later registered it as a Samkin Starch Process Private Limited with the ROC. The factory is based on the total land area of 42 acres. However, the actual utilization for the factory land is done on only 7 acres of the land with 100 TPD capacity. As per the management, there is a further scope of expansion up to 200 TPD and hence management is keen on expanding the land use of factory from 7 acres to 10 acres. However, the freehold with the company will be about 32 acres where we are planning for hardware IT facility. So everyone, I hope all the information provided to you are satisfying and will give us a positive response. That's all from me. That's the end of my session with best regards and better prospect. Thank you.